COVID-19,
coronavirus,
COVID-19,
pandemic,
virus corona,
COVID-19,
The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic is not only detrimental to the health sector, but to all sectors. One of them is in the economic sector. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a negative impact on the global economy, including ASEAN region, by affecting important elements from both the supply and demand sides. The impact of the COVID pandemic on the economies of Asian countries can also be seen from decline in several macroeconomic indicators, such as a contraction in GDP growth in almost all countries in the region, weakening international trade performance, and a weakening level of consumer confidence. In addition, the impact of the coronavirus outbreak has had an impact on investment. Interest in investment decreased significantly, so investment growth also declined. Investors who have already invested are also hampered from realizing their investment. From the country's economic growth data, ASEAN shows that more countries experienced a recession during the coronavirus pandemic. A recession is slowdown in the rate of negative economic growth for 2 quarters or more. The impact of the economic recession on governance. Number of unemployment increases. Government loans soar. Asset price decreases. Bond yields decrease. Impact of the recession on companies. Decreased revenue. Decreased demand. Price war. The real impact of the recession on the worker is termination of employment or PHK, thus forcing them to become unemployed. High unemployment rate risk having a long-lasting negative impact. Everyday life, the unemployed are required to continue to meet the needs of both themselves and their families. The problem of unemployment does not only have an economic impact, but also a social one. Factors that made the economy decline after COVID-19. The first factor that caused several countries to experience a decline in their economic rate was due to the impact of the policies implemented by the government. As in Malaysia and the Philippines, these countries have experienced a decline in their economic rate due to government policies implementing a lockdown policy. In Indonesia, economic activity has also slowed due to the social distancing policies. Policies that prohibit people from creating crowds. The work from home policy had resulted in many companies experiencing losses and laying off their employees. And because of the policies on social distancing, work from home, distance learning, and S.Pd, the amount of public consumption has decreased drastically, which has driven the economy to negative numbers. The second factor that resulted in a decline in the pace of the economy, namely due to the reduced tourists coming to the country. As in Indonesia, the tourism sector experienced a very drastic decline during the coronavirus pandemic. The third factor, the delay in export and import process has resulted in the production process being hampered and the business sector being disturbed. The fourth factor, reduced and delayed investment activities can have an impact on the rate economic growth. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on economies around the world, including in Asian countries. To overcome the negative influence, there are several solutions that can be done by ASEAN countries. Economic stimulus. The government can provide a large economic stimulus to boost economic growth and reduce the negative impact of the pandemic. This stimulus can be in the form of the tax cut, subsidies for affected sectors, and social assistance programs for people in need. Economic diversification. ASEAN countries can work toward diversifying their economic sectors. This will help reduce dependency on certain sectors that have been badly hit during the pandemic. ASEAN countries can encourage the development of sectors such as information technology, manufacturing, domestic tourism, and agriculture. Regional collaboration. ASEAN countries can engage regional cooperation in addressing the economy's impact of COVID-19. Investment in health and infrastructure. To face an uncertain future, ASEAN countries need to increase investment in health and infrastructure sectors. Digital transformation. The COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the shift towards a digital economy, enhancement of competitive advantage. ASEAN countries should increase their competitive advantage in the global market, tourism, and creative industry.